Hello all, in today's session we are going to discuss about the plan driven development. Plan driven or a plan based development is an approach to software engineering where the development process is planned in detail. It's again nothing but the planning. Uh, Plan driven development is based on the engineering project management techniques, and it is a traditional way of managing the large software development project. A project plan is created and that records the work to be done, who is going to do it, the development schedule and the work products. Managers then use the plan to support the project decision making and the way of as a measuring the progress. Plan driven development advantages and disadvantages. The arguments in favor of plan driven approach are that early planning allows the organization issues, that is nothing but the availability of staff, other projects, etc., to be closely taken into account, and the potential problems and the dependencies are discussed before the project starts rather than one project is underway. When it comes to the plan driven development, sometimes what is going to happen, you take one of the problem and you people are going with according to your plan, but sometimes what is going to happen, the plan is not going to work, so you have to switch to the plan B. The plan B is not going to work, so then you have to compromise on some of the issues and then you have to go to, so you the plan make a plan in a such a way that you should consider each and every aspect, and some issues are also going to occur, then switch according to that. Okay, madam. Okay, the projects. The principal arguments against the plan driven development is that many early decisions may have to be revised because of the changes to the environment in which the software is to be developed and used. Next comes the project plan. A plan driven development project. A project plan sets out the resources available to the project, the work breakdown and schedule for carrying out the work. Plan sections: introduction, project organization, risk analysis, hardware and software resource requirements, work breakdown, project schedule, monitoring and report mechanism. So what will be the introduction part, what will be the organization, how the risk analysis is going to be done, hardware and software resource requirements, work breakdown, project scheduling. So these are points are going to be covered in the project plan. Project plan supplements. Configuration management plan describes the configuration management procedures and structures to be used. Deployment plan, maintenance plan, quality plan, validation plan describes the configuration management procedures and the structure to be used. Describes how the software and associated hardware will be developed in the customer's environment. This should include a plan for migrating the data from existing system. Maintenance plan predict the maintenance requirement, cost and efforts. Quality plan describes the quality procedures and the standards that will be used in the project. Validation plan describes the approach, resources and schedule used for the validation. The planning the process. Project planning is an interactive process that starts when you create an initial project plan. During the project startup phase, plan changes are inevitable. As a more information about the system and the project team becomes available during the project, you should regularly revise the plan to reflect the requirements, schedule the risk changes. Changing the business goals leads to a change in the project plans. As the business goals change, this could affect all the projects, which may then have to be replanned. Okay, the project planning process. Here you can observe that identifying the constraints, identify the risk, define a milestones and deliverables. Okay, so we will start with this project. Identify constraints, identify risk, define the milestones. Next, once done with this phase, define the project schedule time. What will be the schedule? 2 months, 4 months, etc. Depends upon the project. Next, do the work, monitor the progress. If it is going to some problems are going to occur, serious take the problems, then again define those what will be the what we are going to call. If this it is going to well, finish it. If it is some problems are going to occur, replan the project, reinitiate the risk. Those all things are going to be under work. If again here the project is not going to finish, do the some work, again do the same thing, again monitor the progress, and finally they end it. So this is the project planning process. Very simple. First, think about the project, identify the risk, identify what exactly you have to do, how much time you required. So those things will be scheduled in the project schedule. That is nothing but it is done by the software engineer, that is we are going to call it as a system planner. If it is working correctly, if the progress is good, you are going to finish. If something goes wrong, redefine it, reschedule it, and again do the things. So this is all about the project plan. Planning assumption. You should make the realistic rather than optimistic. Problem of some description always arise during the project. Your initial assumptions and scheduling should be therefore take unexpected problems into account. You should include the contingency in your plan so that if the things go wrong, then deliver the schedule is not seriously disturbed. So make such a planning. They are possible, not some assumptions. Yes, we can do it. Take a problems, describe it, work on it. You are going to get a solution. Your initial assumption and scheduling should before the take unexpected problems, and make sure that plan B should be there for your every plans. Next, risk mitigation. If there are so serious problems with the development work that are likely to lead to significant delays, you need to initiate the risk mitigation actions to reduce the risk of the project failure. So risk factor is one of the important issue when you people are going to develop the project. In conjunction with these actions, you also have to be replan the project. They may involve the renegotiating the project constraints, the deliverables with the customer, a new schedule of then when work with the completed also has to be established and agreed with the customer. So risk is one of the important aspects. You have to always consider the what will be the risk when you people are going to develop the project. Next comes the project scheduling. Project scheduling is the process of deciding how the work in the project will be organized as a separate task, and when you have to these tasks have to be executed. A big project, you use the that big project into a number of sub parts, and next divide into a number of things, and finally you are going to do those things and join this. You estimate the calendar time needed to complete each task, the efforts required, and the who will work on the task that have been identified. You also have to estimate the resource needed to complete each task, such as the disk space required, server time, hardware, what will be the travel budget, who is going to simulate it, and what will be the final project. So these things have to consider when you people are going for the project scheduling. Activities. Okay, when you split the project into n number of tasks, estimate the time and resources required for each task. Sometimes what is going to happen, if you are not going to finish the task A, you are not going to start the task B. So organize the task concurrently, make to optimal use of workflows, minimize the task dependencies to avoid the delays caused by the one of the task waiting for another complete. Dependent on the project managers and the experience, you have to think on the scheduling aspect. So identify the activities dependencies, estimate the resources for the activities, allocate the people to activities, create the project. If something goes wrong, then estimate the again thing, allocate and do it. So this is a software requirement and design information about the project scheduling process. At the last, bar charts describing the project scheduling. So you have to keep the record of each and everything for the project scheduling. What will be the problems? Estimating the difficulties of the problems and hence the cost of developing the solution is hard. Productivity is not proportional to the number of people's work on the task. Adding the people to the late project makes it later because of the communication overheads. The unexpected always happens, allow them to contingency in the planning. So a number of problems are going to come. The first is estimation, next is comes the time delivery, next you are going to face the resources. So those things you have to always consider and you have to plan according to that. Next, schedule representation. some you have to use the, for representing the schedule you have to use the graphical notations, you have to using bar chart, pie chart, etc. you have to use. This shows the project breakdown into the task. The task should not be small, they should be taken to week or 2 week calendar based activity networks. Project activities, they are the basic planning elements. Each activity has a duration in a calendar days or months, an effort estimate which shows the number of a person days or the person months to complete the work, a deadline by which the activity should be complete, a defined end point with documentation holding the review meeting and the progress. So this is all about the project activities. Next, milestone and deliverables. Milestones are the points in the schedule against which they can access the progress. So when you start the project, there should be a first milestone, next second milestone, and finally you are going to reach the goal. And deliverables are the work products that are delivered to the customer when the times are required. So this is all about the milestone and deliverables. Thank you.